A large bowl, like porcelain bone, protrusions that twist like tightly woven antlers. The chalice is filled with a pool of blood, gathered over centuries. Members of the church, those most devout and those that worship the goddess of crimson, give up a prick of their blood to the chalice. Years of devotion and sacrifice, and yet it never spills. Every drop of life never breaks the tension. A seemingly endless basin of blood, new and old. The chalice is a religious symbol, a physical example of the goddess's existence and of her boons to the mortals of this world. But within the deeper reaches of the church, high priests and priestess know of this object less as a gift to the world, but as an artifact discovered, a remnant of something greater. Its edges chipped and broken. Most presume it was designed as such. The points and edges, an example of the pain in life. Pain is essential for what it means to live, to experience the harsh world in which we inhabit. Some within question this notion, never speaking out of line, yet pondering of its true origins. There are legends of powerful members of the church gaining access to the endless font, moments of history defined by action and result. Record is never kept, whispers and sayings passed down only to those most devout and with those who have endless faith. The exact truth, if there is one, could only be held by the eldest members of the church. But one truth is widely known, the red truth. A goddess of the crimson nectar that flows within us all, walks this world, feed on the dirt, just as any being, though her presence is often as fickle as a waft of rusted iron, or the fierce passion that rises within us all. The chalice is a few things, a symbol for those who pray, an artifact for those who learn, and a tool for those who wield. The chalice was one of my first ideas for this world I've been imagining. It first started with mainly just as like a big bowl, still having the swirling etchings that line its surface, but then I decided to add these spikes after seeing a few photos of sea urchins. They really gave me the idea to spruce it up. I also hadn't thought much of how large I wanted it to be, but after some other ideas, I decided to make it quite large as you see it now. The Red Truth is the name of the religion, and by association, the church as well, though I'd like the church to have a proper name at some time, something like the Order of the Red Truth, or something similar to that. The church is wide and spread, known throughout most of the world, but primarily followed within like a few regions that would be where like the church originated. I won't comment on the goddess too much, as I want to dedicate a full video or two, or however much, to the gods of this world, but those will have to wait as I'm still ironing out some details about them. I haven't even begun to design many of the ideas I have, so I'm going to try to use this series as a way to motivate myself and think of something interesting. I really wanted to do a full piece with the chalice being its center stage, showing off its unique structure compared to other artifacts of the world, as well as its imposing size. Most ways of the church and the Red Truth are structured in like a sturdy, meticulous way. My brain kind of goes to Art Deco, but like specifically just like the straight lines, blocky shapes, all those aspects of the design. So you maybe not in this piece, but I'd want it to be resembling in like the structure of buildings and like maybe some of the ornate decorations. I'd love to draw more of the church as time goes on, give some examples of other structures. This grand room that houses the chalice is more of like a privately kept room, so it doesn't have much like decorations or like gold lining or anything like that. I'll probably do a video at some point making concept art and exploring ideas for more designs. While the church structures itself with an exact hierarchy, sturdy ways, they have tattoos that show off devotion, which are designed similarly in blocky shapes, simple uniform designs. The chalice is unnatural, the spikes looking more like growths, the imperfect patterns of the etchings. Something's different with it. And also there's another area I'll have to cover as the tattoos for the church, also red casters in general, red casters being the people who have blood magic. I'll have to explore all that in other videos. Besides that, I don't think I have much more to say. So thank you all so much for watching. If you'd like to give me a follow and keep up to date on my happenings and uploads, it's greatly appreciated. And I hope to see you all in the next art or lore video.